Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Early life and family. 1. Birth and name. He was born Michael King Jr. on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia. His father, Michael King Sr., later changed both their names to Martin Luther King in honor of the Protestant reformer Martin Luther. 2. Family background. His father, King Sr., and maternal grandfather were both Baptist ministers, so he grew up in a religious, middle-class black family. His mother was Alberta King, his older sister was Christine, and he had a younger brother Alfred. The family lived in a historically black neighborhood in Atlanta known as Sweet Auburn, which was economically and culturally significant. 3. Childhood experiences. From a young age, King experienced racism. For example, when he was about 6 years old, a white friend's parents told that friend he could no longer play with King because of segregation. He was very close to his grandmother. Her death in 1941 deeply affected him. According to some accounts, he attempted suicide as a child after learning about his grandmother's death. Education. 1. College. At only 15 years old, King entered Morehouse College in Atlanta under a special wartime program. At Morehouse, he was influenced by Benjamin Mays, the college president, who was a social justice activist and deeply shaped King's thinking about service and racial equality. He graduated from Morehouse in 1948. 2. Theological training. After Morehouse, King went to Crozer Theological Seminary in Pennsylvania, where he earned a Bachelor of Divinity, B.Div., in 1951. During his time at Crozer, he was exposed to the philosophy of nonviolent resistance, especially as practiced by Mahatma Gandhi. He then pursued doctoral studies at Boston University, where he completed his Ph.D. in 1955. His dissertation was A Comparison of the Conceptions of God in the Thinking of Paul Tillich and Henry Nelson Weeman. Activism and Leadership. 1. Becoming a minister. After finishing his studies, he became a Baptist minister. One of his early pastoral roles was at Dexter Avenue Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. 2. Civil rights movement. He rose to national prominence in the mid-1950s, leading nonviolent civil rights actions. In 1957, he helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC. The SCLC used nonviolent methods, sit-ins, marches, voter registration, etc., to fight segregation and racial injustice. During the Birmingham Campaign, 1963, he was jailed, and during his imprisonment he wrote his famous Letter from Birmingham Jail, defending nonviolent protest. On August 28, 1963, he delivered his iconic I Have a Dream speech during the March on Washington, where over 200,000 people gathered. 3. Recognition and awards. In 1964, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his nonviolent struggle for civil rights. His work was instrumental in pushing for the Civil Rights Act, 1964, and Voting Rights Act, 1965, which changed U.S. law on segregation and voting. Later work. In his later years, he expanded his focus to economic justice and poverty. He started organizing what became known as the Poor People's Campaign. He was also outspoken against the Vietnam War, criticizing how resources were used. Challenges and personal risks. 1. Assassination attempts. On September 20, 1958, King survived a stabbing, a woman named Isola where Curry stabbed him in the chest with a letter opener. Despite being attacked, King remained committed to nonviolent principles. 2. Death. On April 4, 1968, King was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, where he'd gone to support striking sanitation workers. He was 39 years old when he died. 3. Legacy controversies. After his death, there were investigations. In one civil case, a jury concluded there was a conspiracy in his assassination. His life and leadership style have been studied deeply. For example, a recent biography by Jonathan Eig portrays him as somewhat conflict-averse, which surprised many considering his role. Personality and philosophy. He strongly believed in nonviolent resistance, inspired by Gandhi, Christian teachings, and his theological studies. He was a gifted orator. His speeches not only addressed immediate racial injustice but also appealed to a broader moral vision and the beloved community. Despite being a public figure and protest leader, biographers note that he didn't naturally seek out conflict. He often preferred negotiation and dialogue. Legacy. His leadership was crucial for the legal end of segregation and for advancing civil rights in the U.S. He is celebrated every year in the U.S. on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a federal holiday. His memory lives on through the King Center, in Atlanta, countless schools, memorials, and civil rights programs.